After an absolutely wild 2024 to 25 regular season, we are officially here at the play-in. Now, why is this so important? Well, the play-in this year doesn't just feature teams that were outside a playoff spot, but teams that made some changes that boosted their rosters to get there, and some legitimate contenders. We're going to talk about what teams those are, and who I think could legitimately make a chance at winning the Western or Eastern Conference in this video. I'm your host, Joey Mercer. This is another episode of Joe Mercer Sports Podcast. And before we get into it there today, I just want to thank everybody for the consistent support they've shown to the channel. And to make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button if you are watching these videos, and turn on the bell for notifications. So every single time we upload, you'll be able to stay up to date with our takes here on the NBA and all the news you need to know around it. It's absolutely free, so why not hit that subscribe button? And I'll see you all in the next video. But right now, we've got a topic at hand, being the NBA play-in tonight. We're going to talk about in this video everything that you need to know surrounding it, so make sure you stay until the end because there's some interesting facts that not everybody has covered. This article that sparked my interest is from CNN, saying the NBA play-in tournament, how to watch and everything to know. It's by Matthias Grez of CNN. Now, I'm not going to talk to you about where to watch it. You can watch it on TNT. There's different other ways of watching it I won't get into, but however you're watching it there tonight, make sure you're tuned in because it's going to be a very important play-in. This is the biggest since the play-in has been a thing, in my opinion, so it's going to be quite crucial and essential that you follow along. This one starts out by saying a thrilling finale to the NBA regular season shook up the play-in tournament places in the Western Conference. While there will be some familiar faces taking part in the East, the play-in has already provided many memorable moments, and there are yet more enticing matchups in 2025. Now, what is the play-in tournament they have listed here? Well, just in case you aren't familiar, because it is a different format than everybody's used to, even though it's been around for a few years. It is the play-in tournament. It's been around since the COVID era NBA bubble at Disney World, Orlando in 2020, and was adopted fully by the league in 2022. It was brought in to try and provide a more competitive end to the long regular season, giving an extra two teams placed 9th and 10th in each conference the chance to make the 8th team playoffs. Now, I will start off by saying, I do not agree with the play-in. I don't think it's a very good idea. I do think that there's some issues with it. For example, a team could be in the 7th spot, okay? They could essentially be 10 wins ahead of the 8th spot. It's potential. It's possible. It's not the way we've seen it in previous years, but this could most certainly happen. And now we're looking at this right now where that team, if they were to lose in the 7th, 8th, and then play the winner of 9th, 10th and lose that, they're no longer in the postseason. That's why I think it's flawed. I think there needs to be some sort of points discrepancy there. It needs to be a close enough battle. The 10th seed could literally be 10 to 15, even 20 wins behind the 7th seed and somehow make it into the playoffs. I don't really agree with that. I do think it's nice that the 7th and 8th seed, the loser of that game, does get a second chance to make the postseason, as the 9th and 10th does not. That is a good part of that, but I do think there are some issues there where you're basing an entire regular season for those 4 teams basically on 1 or maximum 2 games if they were the higher seeds. So I think there's some issues with it there, but let me know what you got to think about down below in the comments section. The number 7 seed hosts the number 8 in a single elimination game, with the winner clinching 7th and a best of 7 first-round series against the number 2 seed. The number 9 seed then hosts the number 10, with the loser eliminated and the winner going on to face the loser of the number 7 versus number 8 seeds to decide who clinches the 8th seed, and then they will go on to face, of course, the first seed in the first round. Now, the first matchup we have is the number 7 Golden State Warriors versus the number 8 Grizzlies. Interesting there is the Grizzlies obviously let go Taylor Jenkins very late in the season with less than 10 games remaining, and the Warriors have acquired Jimmy Butler, making them look like a potential contender. That's the first contender I'd like to talk about because I think that the Jimmy Butler Steph Curry, we'll add both of them, led team with the defense of Draymond Green, who's had some depoy discussions, is a very, very good team. This is not a play-in team. They are the number 7 team right now, but I think they could make some noise in the playoffs, get out of that first round, and then who knows what could happen. But let's look deeper into this one from the article. Starting in the Western Conference, an overtime classic between the Warriors and Clippers decide the fate of both teams on the final day. The Clippers earned a 124-119 win, the team's 8th straight to end the season. In San Francisco to clinch the number 5 seed and relegate Golden State to play-in spot to face the Memphis Grizzlies. The Warriors are 3-1 over the Grizzlies this season and have been one of the NBA's hottest teams since acquiring Jimmy Butler in a trade from the Miami Heat at the start of February. The move has also helped elevate both Steph Curry and Draymond Green, with the latter now the leading candidate to win Defensive Player of the Year for the second time. Add in some helpful role players and the presence of playoff Jimmy, who helped carry the Heat to 2 NBA Finals, and the Warriors will feel they can be a threat this postseason. The Grizzlies season was turned upside down when head coach Taylor Jenkins was fired on March 28th, just 9 games before the postseason. The timing of the decision was shocking, but the Grizzlies were at the time on a run of winning just 6 out of 16 games. Interim head coach Tuomas Iasalo then lost his first 3 games in charge before the team began to show signs of improvement, and it finished 4-2 over the last 6. Grizzlies star guard Ja Morant ended the season strongly, but he will need plenty of support from running mates Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane if Memphis is to go on a deep run. This roster is certainly still inexperienced when it comes down to the postseason, and after a tumultuous end to the regular season, the odds are stacked against the Grizzlies. I agree with that take right there. They didn't exactly come out and say they got the Warriors winning, but I do for sure. The Warriors are better than the 7th seed. The Grizzlies, the way that they're playing right now since their coach going down, they were obviously the 5th seed not too long ago. Now they're the 8th. I think that they are going to be playing the winner of the 9th and 10th, which we're going to get into right now, being the Kings versus the Mavericks. This one's tough. This one's really tough, actually. But it says only 2 seasons have passed since the Kings reached the playoffs and the number 3 seed in 2023, but must already feel like a lifetime ago for fans. The Kings dropped the number 9 seed last season and find themselves there again now, only this time with a much-changed roster. The Kings brought in DeMar DeRozan in 2024 free agency, but then traded away franchise star De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs in February, this year as Sacramento's season began to implode. The addition of Zach LaVine acquired in the Fox trade did little to change the team's fortunes as the Kings limped to the number 9 seed with a losing record. Beyond this postseason, for which there is already little hope of making any sort of run, the Kings will have some tough decisions to make about the future direction of the franchise. But chin up, Sacramento fans, it could always be worse. It could. I mean, they before this, I think it was like 2006 before 2023 that they actually made the postseason. So it's been a while that Sacramento's had much to cheer for. This season, Dallas Mavericks fans endured one of the bleakest stretches for any fan base in modern sports history. After reaching the 2024 finals, losing 4-1 to the Celtics, optimism was high in Dallas coming into the season. The team had shown it wasn't far away from winning it all, and in Luka Doncic, the team boasted a generational talent entering his prime, plus the supremely gifted Kyrie as his number 2. On February 2nd, everything changed. In the midst of a difficult but by no means unsalvageable season, it was announced that the Mavericks would be trading Doncic to the Lakers in one of the most stunning trades in NBA history. Anthony Davis, the main piece the Mavericks got in return for Doncic, got injured on his Dallas debut before Irving went down with a season-ending ACL injury. Davis managed to return to action before the end of the regular season, but it would be a tall task for him to lead an injury-depleted Mavs roster at a postseason run. I do think that the Mavericks are going to lose. I think that it's going to be the Kings. I do think that the Kings are going to lose to the loser of the 7-8 in the Grizzlies, and I think the Grizzlies will make the postseason as the 8th seed. I really can't see either one of these teams making noise in the playoffs. The Kings are basically the Bulls 2.0 from a few years ago, but they don't have the defensive Lonzo Ball. They don't have Kobe White shot making, different things like that. I mean, they obviously have Domantas Sabonis, which is a great center, should have been an all-star this year, having a tremendous season. But their defense on that Kings team is absolutely atrocious, and the Mavs are just so injured. So I do have the Kings winning this, but then losing to the Grizzlies in the second play-in game.